We're back.
Owen's back. He's back from the other side of the world.
I am. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Other side of the world right now, but it's been good. But before we get into everything that's been going on, I want to start by talking about this Aldi stuff, because there were definitely some feathers ruffled. We made a post about a potential rebrand with the Aldi Group Kodiaks. Obviously Aldi looking like they're going to set the record for the worst junior hockey season maybe in like Canada history. I could be wrong, but it's one of them. That sucks with the kids like, dude, the fact that they're still like coming out every night and playing their balls off, like props to them. Like they're still working hard, they're not giving up. So props to all the guys in that room, all the kids. Like, we're not trying to shit on anybody.
I thought you just picked out something that was posted online.
Yeah,
I didn't think that you said anything that was crossing the line or like broken.
No, absolutely not.
Broke anything else.
Yeah, so like there's definitely some rumors we've heard, but as of right now, what we know on the Fraser Valley Super League website, there's a team called the Aldi Group Ironmen out of nowhere. Every other team enters under their real name. Kind of weird. And there's also another website domain name called Aldi Grove Ironmen, popped up out of nowhere. Don't really think you need a whole domain for a Fraser Valley Super League team as well as that. So heard some rumors. Kind of got some heat from some people. Ended up having some good conversations. Got a better understanding of what's going on. So we're not gonna get into like any more details about that, but stay tuned. I think, like, I'm not gonna back down and act like I was spreading anything false. So that's all.
Something that anyone can look up on Google.
Exactly. So, and I mean whether it's just a Fraser Valley Super League team or there's something else that might be going on there, we'll see. And then we'll people were saying we were being defamatory, and they don't even know what the fuck's going on. So let's just see.
We're gonna need some lawyers, bro. We need to call Sagar.
Oh, dude. Oh, he'd do it in a heartbeat. He'd do it pro bono.
Yeah, he would do it. He'd actually probably do it for free. Yeah.
What a legend. But yeah, so I won't get into that anymore. We also brought up a relocation rumor last episode. So as for that relocation rumor, the city the team is in has been really unwilling to help. When I first heard the rumor, heard the players were upset, I understood the players' feelings and all that. But after hearing more about everything that's going on, it's like, I can't blame the owners for considering this. And again, not going to say what team or anything like that. Nothing. We have no idea what's actually happening. This is still just a rumor. There's nothing concrete. But what I've heard is that the city that this team is in kind of fucking them over a bit. Hopefully they can work something out. Yeah, like, again, there's just me not trying to get anyone in trouble or ruffle feathers. I haven't heard anything more, really. Like, I haven't actually heard anything more since the last time we talked about it, besides the fact that if what I'm hearing is true, it's on the city. It's not on the team or the owners. Anyways.
Watch the Canucks game, dude.
Yeah, dude.
First time since like 2019 I've been to a game.
Wow. You went to a really good game, luckily. That was yesterday?
Oh, dude. Yeah, I was fired up. First 5 minutes, fucking Hughes tap in pass to Garland. 1-0 Canucks off the start.
Oh my goodness.
Unreal pass. And then Miller drops him with Chen off the rip, off the face-off.
And gets his ass beat.
He got rocked, man. They were fired up in there. Like, they just got scored on, and then all the fans, they were fired up.
Yeah, dude, I bet. Yeah, dude, that was rough.
They love their hockey in St. Louis.
Yeah, that's great, man. I mean, I've always heard, like, guys love playing there.
That town, yeah. Yeah, they were that stadium.
Yeah, you said it's nice, hey. Yeah, I never heard much about it.
I'll send you a photo, man. It was unbelievable.
For sure. But
like,
dude,
the facility and the stuff.
Yeah, overall, like how the team look. I mean, with what's going on right now, and more crazy developments about the rumors with Vancouver today, like that we'll get into. But how was just the game itself? How'd they look? Certain guys, maybe.
Me and Penner went and we signed together. And Ferg's an Oilers fan, so doesn't really understand. But we were watching. It looks like JT Miller gives a fuck, and it looks like Elias Pettersson does not give a fuck.
Okay.
And that's just kind of like what you get. You don't see it on when you're watching on TV.
Yeah.
You see Petey with the puck, and he's so much better on the puck. He's an amazing forward. Like they're both so good.
Yeah.
But people have been calling Miller like a snap show or whatever, like fucking losing his mind. He cares, I think, way more.
That's fair.
And people are like like mad or whatever. They think he's a bad guy because, they see him freak out. They see him like act like an idiot in the room or whatever. But dude, like, I think he cares way more than Pettersson does. I think Pettersson is a really good hockey player, but he just doesn't care as much.
Yeah. So, on the contrary, I went to the game against the LA Kings in Vancouver the day before I left. Mm-hmm. So I believe that was January 17th.
They got spanked, right?
It was 3-0 10 minutes in. Alex Turcotte, by the way, unbelievable in that game on LA. Like, he's a guy who's pretty generally viewed as a bust. He's over half a point per game. Like, this is his first year where he's been healthy. He's had a lot of injuries. He was the best player for the Kings that whole game. Weirdly, I did not notice Anze Kopitar. Kempe was really good too. Kempe played really well. They were playing together a lot. Kopitar, I literally did not notice once. Like, I kind of forgot he was there, and I was so excited to watch him, but he's a legend. It was just probably a rough game. But, dude, like, so this is going to be kind of the opposite. That was the most pathetic individual performance by an NHL player I've ever seen in my life. JT Miller was directly responsible for 3 goals in that game. I think they lost 5-1. He was the sole reason for 3 of the goals.
Yeah.
Only back-checked on 1 of those 3 goals he caused. He was fucking horrible. He looked like he did not give a fuck. He wasn't even trying. And then you watch him and he's fired up and he's like, we need.
He fought, dude. He fought 3 minutes into the game.
Some consistency though, because I am not exaggerating. It was. I've seen JT Miller play plenty. He's had good and bad games, but I've never seen a guy look like that and just not give a fuck. It was pathetic. I could not believe what I was watching. Also, the team D core is horrible. Outside of Quinn Hughes, Philip Hronek is fucking dreadful.
Elias Pettersson, the D-man, is our second best defenseman, and we just called him up from the A.
Yeah, did he look good?
Unreal. He could skate with the puck. Good. He's like a little mini fucking Hughes out there.
That's great. That's great to hear.
And actually, maybe as he develops better defensively, but his offensive game is unreal. Super high upside. And I think, honestly, if they don't bring up Brandstrom soon, I'm going to lose my mind.
It's a joke. Dude, I don't know what they're thinking.
The fact they waived him and no one picked him up is insane to me as well.
I know.
Something's got to be wrong.
I don't get it. I just don't get it, dude.
I thought when we waived him, he was gone, but
yeah. I fully agree, dude. But like this, I just couldn't believe how bad JT was that game. And the team was bad. The defense was horrible, but JT, it was the worst individual performance I have ever seen. I am not exaggerating. Any game I've ever seen. It was fucking pathetic. So I just like... Pathetic. And then maybe let's just jump into all the Canucks shit right now. So it gets reported today, Jim Rutherford does an interview, president, saying there is a rift and it's irreparable. Apparently they're going to trade both of them, no matter what. Brock Besser is now apparently available at the deadline and is gone. And apparently Thatcher Demko wants out. So what the fuck is Quinn Hughes going to do? It's a mess.
Hopefully stack up players around him. It's a mess.
Like, imagine trading Miller, Pettersson, and Besser, and then Demko demands out. Like, that's the whole core is gone. Those guys were all stars last year. Like,
yep.
I don't know, man. I don't know how it gets this bad. I don't know why they're shopping Besser. He's not. Yes, he's not an $8 million player, but I don't think he's gonna ask that. Like,
Contract's up though.
I know, but he's still a good player. He produces. He's not.
If his contract's up, if his contract's up and he's not going to re-sign,
I think he'd resign though. I think Besser loves Vancouver.
Apparently, he doesn't want to be a Canuck.
I haven't heard that about Besser at all. I've heard that about Demko.
I heard that one.
I don't know, man. I feel like Besser wants to be a Canuck. I feel like he's always wanted to be a Canuck. It's just he somehow gets dragged into trade rumors. Last year was the first year he wasn't, and then now again, all of a sudden, he's going to be available at the deadline, and all these teams are wanting him.
Man, if Demko's mad about fucking not wanting to be a Canuck, he's mad because Lankinen's better than him this year. Lankinen is playing. I watched him play. He's so good, dude.
Hey, he's been so good this year. I will say I've heard that Demko is really unhappy with the way the Canucks have mismanaged his injuries, not just this injury, but over his whole career there, because he's always been hurt.
Really?
And I've heard that apparently he's unhappy with the way they've managed that. Don't know how much truth there is to that, but that's just something I've picked up on. But I feel so bad for Quinn Hughes. This guy, if he doesn't win the Hart, Norris, he's already a lock pretty much. If he doesn't win the Hart, that's a fucking, well, he lots of time left in the season, sorry, but he's the front runner right now, no doubt. There's no way you could say anyone else in the NHL has been more valuable to their team than him. He has them on his back.
If we were saying, like, where would we be if we didn't have Quinn Hughes?
Lottery?
Yeah, probably.
Lottery. For sure.
It's embarrassing how bad we would be if we didn't have Quinn Hughes. And it's like, I think, I don't know. I think he's not clear of Makar, but this year he's clear
This year he is by a mile, especially defensively. I think Hughes is one of like the best all
around. He's not even a defensive liability.
No, he's been good defense. Like, he has his blunders, but he's small and it's gonna happen. But his overall the advanced stat for it, expected goals against, is really, really good.
Yeah.
What does he have? 21 more points than the next closest Canuck, which is JT Miller, I believe. Something stupid like that.
And
he's a defenseman.
He has more points than Makar in 6 less games.
He's on pace for 102 points. I think including the games he missed with injury. And he got thrown out of that one game in the first period, too, against Nashville or whatever. Ottawa. Not Nashville.
Did he?
Yeah. He clobbered, I think, Norris, it's funny because he's one of his best friends. And yeah, he got tossed against Ottawa in like the first period one game. They ended up winning, but that's just like another game where he counts as the game played, but shouldn't really, like his points per game is probably even better than it looks. Yeah. But yeah, that's dude. Like, I don't want to talk about the Canucks this whole time, but just what a fucking mess. Oh, one more thing I just want to mention quick is I did hear some rumors about JT Miller, the reason for JT Miller's leave of absence, from a weirdly good source that I don't know how I got access to. I'm not gonna say what the rumor is because it would be a really shitty rumor to spread if it's not true. But if it is true, then I completely understand why JT took his leave of absence. I understand why he's maybe been struggling, and I really, really feel for him. What the rumor is really shitty. So again, like, could not be true at all. Not even going to say what it is, but if it is true, I want to at least put out there that it sounds like he's really battling a difficult thing in his life. So
yeah,
hopefully that gets sorted out. I mean, obviously he's been back from his leave for a while, and just to clarify, absolutely nothing to do with the Pettersson stuff. 0 to do with Elias Pettersson. 0 to do with him or that drama.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
I know. It's fucking crazy, Owen. It's too bad we can't say it on the podcast.
If it's true, I know, but I do not want to spread that. Like, that would be bad.
Do you imagine we're get NHL level, bro? NHL media after us.
Man. That would not be good.
Should we leak it? Should we leak it to the Sun, the Vancouver Sun?
I don't think they trust
Leak it to
us,
the
dude.
Vancouver Sun.
They wouldn't trust us
City
without a
TV.
proper
Okay.
source. But yeah, buddy. What have you been up to? Like, how's life been? I mean, obviously you talked about the game already, but how's the team, the boys, school? You been good?
Team's been good, man. Yeah, we've been doing really well, really, really well. Like way better than I thought we were gonna do, and we had a comeback against Purdue that was unbelievable. Like we were down 4-1 going into the third, and we came back and won in a shootout.
Ooh,
And it
beautiful.
was like we
Against
got a
Purdue,
goal
like
from one of our
Boilermakers.
D-men. Yeah, but it's like their Northwest campus, so it's
Oh
like
yeah,
it's
I
not
got you. I
really
got you.
Purdue, but it's like they still use Purdue's label, so it's like Purdue. It's like
Yeah, I know what you mean.
oh yeah, we're playing Purdue. Yeah,
Sorry,
no
you were
big deal.
saying one of your
But
D-men scored.
one of our D-men like Slob scores, but not like doesn't score that often. But like he's like one of those guys where like when he scores, you get just really fired up.
Yeah.
And it fired me up. And then they pulled me. It was 4-2. They pulled me with like 3 minutes left. We scored one quick. So I go back in, and it was 4-3. And then they took a penalty with about 2:30 left, which was a crazy fucking thing because the ref was horrible all game, like so against us. It was really, really bad. And then so we got a call. That was like our second power play of the game or something, and it came with like 2 minutes left, and we scored on the peeper. But for ACHA, I don't know if you know, but a tie, like a game that goes into overtime is considered a tie
Oh really?
on when it comes to like rankings and shit. Like it still counts for the win. Do you hear Penner being a fucking monkey in the background? Yeah. But yeah, the boys we're gelling nice. We're feeling good.
That's
and,
good, buddy. I'm glad.
Getting ready. We're gearing up for natties here.
Fuck yeah,
I don't know
dude.
if it's been announced yet too. We canceled our trip to Alabama, and we're getting a pretty high profile exhibition game, which should be good against a pretty good team.
Can you tell me?
It's not. Yeah, I'll tell you. But it's still like best team will play. Like the only team that's ranked higher than us. So
that'd be awesome. Yeah, sick, dude.
Get an XC against them, which would be nice.
Okay, buddy. Anyways, let's. I guess we didn't really normal cold open, but that's fine. We'll just. This will be. We haven't talked in so long, man. It's just nice to shoot the shit. We'll just get into it.
What have you been doing? You been surfing?
Yeah, buddy. I guess I'll talk about New Zealand. So been here, got here on. I mean, it's January 29th for me right now. It's Wednesday. Obviously, I'm a day ahead of you. 12:45 in the afternoon. I think it's 5:45 at night for you.
Yep.
Yeah. So bit weird, but yeah, man. So I've been surfing like 3 or 4 times. I'm so fucking bad. It's so hard. I'm trying so hard, dude. I just can't. Like I'm gonna keep trying, but I'm really bad. Surfing, yeah, I'm really bad. But man, like the place where like the town we're living in itself is unbelievable. Like I feel like there's not a better spot in the whole fucking country that we could have ended up in. It's just so beautiful, dude. It's incredible. There's so much going on, so much to do. Even if there's not, you just go to we're a 5-minute walk from the beach, a 2-minute bike ride from a huge mall. Everything is just within walking or biking distance. Cheyenne's family has just been fucking amazing to us. Like, yeah, man, it's been unreal so far. Like, what a beautiful country. Cheaper than I was expecting.
What do we got in the background there? Is that like a wallpaper or what is that?
No, there's a window there to like the kids' playroom. The house they've renovated it quite a bit, so the layout's a little like funky. So like that's like a sunroom right behind that wall that they've now turned into the kids' playroom. So they just put that there so that it's covering like the kids' playroom. It's just like it's basically a curtain.
Okay.
But yeah, quite fun background, very colorful. Very
it is pretty sick. I was gonna say you could put a green screen up there.
Oh, hey, that wouldn't be the worst idea. Yeah. But yeah, anyways, dude, it's been great. No complaints here. Weather's been real good. They live on a golf course. Haven't been out yet, but hopefully
you bring the clubs?
No, didn't bring the clubs, and that's the problem. That he's obviously most people aren't lefties, so I gotta find some. I'll find some on Marketplace or something just so I can play. But yeah, and I thought it was gonna be like crazy expensive. So one thing I love, they include taxes in their price. So I keep going and being
Yeah, it's like everywhere except the North America.
what are we thinking
Makes
in
sense.
Why the fuck do we not include it? It's so dumb. They
Yeah.
also they don't really do like their coins are like 20 or 50. They're not like quarters. They
Yeah.
don't do 25s. So the price is always ending in a zero, which might
Oh, that's satisfying as hell.
people might not care, but I like it for some reason. Like,
yeah, because you're like, yeah, you fucking, it's like perfect. It's
yeah,
like, fuck.
yeah, exactly. And I just dude, like everything is either the same price or cheaper. The only thing that I've seen that's like, okay, that's more expensive, restaurants and takeout, but they don't tip here, so they just actually pay their workers fair and include tax in the price. Hence why it looks more expensive, but probably ends up being the same if you count the tip and tax you would have.
If you count the tip and tax.
So it's like it,
fuck.
and yeah, it's amazing. Everyone's friendly. I haven't seen any fat people.
Any crazy accents?
Nah, pretty like the accent's pretty chill, pretty understandable accent. It's not, I like
Wait,
it.
did you say black people?
Oh, I said fat people.
Oh, fat people. I was like, what are you talking
no,
about?
No, dude. No. No, that diverse population. Lots of like
yeah, I was gonna say
their locals, like their indigenous, are called Maori. They're really it's cool. Like they all have like face tattoos is like a big thing in their culture. So like the men do their whole face, and then the women do like their chin and lips. But like the Maori culture,
I've seen that.
Yeah, so I haven't learned a ton about it yet, but it's just cool, and like everyone's friendly. Like it's safe. You can go anywhere. It's been great, man. Loving it so far. Glad I'm here.
That's good, dude.
But yeah, dude, that's pretty much it. I don't want to just talk about New Zealand forever, but yeah, I'm excited to be here, and it's been good. I'm excited to get into some hockey talk now, though, buddy. So
yeah, okay.
Let's
dissect the pitch or what?
Yeah, let's dissect the pitch, dude. So since we've last recorded the trade deadline, and there's also some teams have only 2 games left in the pitch. Some have the most is 5. So the pitch season is really finishing up here. Some pretty major standings developments. Some pretty big trades. Oh, one thing quick, I forgot to mention. PJHL All-Star Game. I forgot to mention the MVPs. Connor Jarvis, MVP for the Harold Britton of the Abbotsford Pilots, and Connor Hughes, MVP of the Tom Shaw for White Rock, formerly of Port Moody. So just shout out to those guys getting the MVPs. PJHL also has posted 1 3-stars of the week in the past month. So it was this week though, so I can at least mention those. But it's so embarrassing. The PJ social media and even the VIs is pretty bad compared to the KIs is amazing. Like it just makes it look so much.
It's always
better.
so good.
But I'll start off just with the I'll start off with a 3-star. So this is from January 14th to 21st. So this week's I guess still aren't out yet. Finn Morrison, a Coastal, 2 games played, 964 save percentage, 1 win. 1st star. Zach LaGrange was the 2nd star, 9 points in 3 games. Nothing new for LaGrange. And then Bailey Awanis of Poco, who we need to talk about in a minute here. 4 goals, 3 assists, 7 points in 2 games. Real quick, before we get into a full pitch dissection, we posted a video of Bailey Awanis walking in and taking a clapper on the empty net against Chilliwack. Lots of guys in Chilliwack tried to fight him. He just kept skating away.
That was a fucking funny ass clip.
They try to fight his teammates, and then
his teammates got jumped.
Yeah, but when his teammates got jumped, he got back in there and defended them. So props to Bailey Awanis. Okay. And somehow, I guess this clip went viral from other accounts too, or I don't know how. He was the 6th most clicked account on Elite Prospects for a week, which is insane.
How many views did he get?
Like 13. He was ahead of McDavid. It was like 13,000. It was ridiculous.
I'm about to add to one.
Yeah, like he's nasty too. Been talking to him, gonna get him on. I mean, 6th most clicked person on Elite Prospects, have to get him on, right? Like the guy's just
AJ alum, man.
Yeah, AJ
26,000 views now on fucking.
Yeah, but I think it was like 13,000 in that 1 week.
That's insane.
So props to him for all the attention he's been. Yeah, NCDC too. Props to him for all the attention he's been getting. He's a nasty player. Seems like a good guy. Have been chatting with him. Gonna get him on the pod soon. Pretty excited for that.
Just get him down a jury, bro. fuck.
He's
actually a sick player.
He's a fucking good player, dude.
See what he wants. See if he
Okay,
wants
I need to find this. I need to find this like most clicked thing though. Yeah. So he was 6th in the world in Elite Prospects clicks, 13,560 from, and that was the January 21st was when this was posted. So the 14th to 21st, when he had the hilarious video of him taking the clapper into the empty net. 6th most, right ahead of Connor McDavid. 1,000 more than McDavid. McDavid was 7th
in a week.
So in that week. So congrats to him for that. That's pretty crazy. Also, I believe he's had 4 hat tricks in his last 11 games or something. He's been on a tear, and that game where they played Poco was where they beat Chilliwack was a huge win for Poco, because Grandview is right on Poco's tail now. I thought Poco was pretty locked in, dude. Grandview, 4 points back. Poco is a game to play, but Poco's got a tough schedule the rest of the way here. It should be Poco getting in. However, the main story I'm focused on is the North Van Wolfpack. This team, we at one point said, looked like they were selling. They have been the best team in the league besides maybe Ridge since. They've smacked Delta twice in the past week, 11-7 and 5-2. Mateo Perro on North Van, he missed, I think he didn't play the first 10 or so games of the year. If he did, he'd be on pace to break the goal record. He's has the best points and goals per game in the league right now. I believe the goal record, or at least the modern goal record, because the league used to be like the PIJ and very different. The modern goal record is 48, set by Bailey Wright. I mean, Zach LaGrange is at 41 and has 4 games left. LaGrange could get it too. But Perro has only played 30. Perro's played 10 less games and has 2 less goals than LaGrange. Perro is the best points per game in the league. Another thing, I'll get into the stats after, but I just wanted to bring up Perro's goals. This guy's been unreal. North Van is a wagon. Their top 6 is ridiculous. Like the amount of points they're throwing up. David Yoon.
They were so bad at the start of the year. They were so bad.
They just, dude, every time North Van starts the year off bad, they make whatever moves they need to make to be competitive. They never quit, ever, no matter what. We wrote them off, and now they're dominant.
Henman wrote them off, bro, and he's a fucking
alum.
Assistant captain last year.
David Yoon broke the franchise points record. He's got 88 points in 42 games. And then you got Perro with 77 points in 34 games, leading the league in points per game. Castellato, 77 points in 39 games. Lucas Davidson, 68 points in 42 games. And their captain, Jason Scott, 58 points in 40 games. So just...
Did I see Castellano committed to UVic?
Yes, Castellato committed to UVic. I also saw... who else committed to UVic, man?
Good thing the league posted that. That was a joke because the fucking pitch is social media.
They reposted it. They're just the pitch. At least they reposted at the very least. Bryson Dubé from Kamloops committed to UVic today. He's been one of the top players in KI this year. So just wanted to bring that one up as well. We're trying to mention commitments when we can. Obviously we want to see guys moving on to more leagues when they're done with their career. And yeah, so Castellato did commit to UVic. But so North Van's first line on a tear. As for just the league scoring leaders, Zach LaGrange, 97 points right now, 4 games left. He's going to hit 100. Unbelievable. He's such a stud. And he's only 19. He's got another year. So props to him. He's been amazing this year. Besides the guys I've already mentioned, you also got Mateo Schoberg, 86 points in 42 games, 38 goals. 3rd in the league in points for Delta. Nick Noren, 32 goals, 82 points in 43 games for Richmond. And you have Nolan Boucher, 80 points in 43 games, just committed to Drury, Joe, where you guys are at.
Just committed to Drury University, yeah.
And
new teammate.
Yeah, while we're on it, the top defenseman point scorer in the PJHL, Lucas Ravenstein, 63 points in 42 games as a D-man, does play the net front on the power play, which is very interesting.
I was shocked when you told me that. That's going to be weird dealing with him in net front and power play practice.
He might be net front or bumper, but yeah, that's what he plays on Ridge's power play, and he's sick at it. But yeah, he just committed to Drury as well. So a couple of Ridge Meadows Flames committed to Drury. They'll be there with you next year, Joe. And then just a few more guys to mention. We talked about Mateo Perro, Marcus Jack, Poco's captain, 77 points in 43 games. Also, quick apology to him in that pregame interview with them. I said he was a 20 bomb. He is not a 20 bomb. He's only 19, so he's got another year. Again, you're probably going to see his points level up. Well, depending on who's tier 1 and who's not next year, I guess it's hard to make predictions.
I guess we're doing that next year, eh?
You can't really make predictions.
We're about next year.
Yeah, so forget that. But he's got another year of junior left. But besides that, most of the top scorers in the league are 20. Lucas Davidson, I think he's ran away with Rookie of the Year now. I just mentioned him on North Van. And then, that's pretty much all the notable leading goal scorers. Bailey Iwanis as well, 72 points in 43 games for Poco. Oh, and the two White Rock guys who used to be on Port Moody. Balchin, 76 points in 45 games, and Connor Hughes, 74 points in 43 games. So White Rock, since White Rock acquired those guys, they've been putting up numbers like just as good as they did in Poco. They've been on a tear. Balchin's actually been better in White Rock. 2 points per game. That's absurd. He was 1.5 in Poco, so he's been on fire. And then Hughes as well, just been unreal. They're a sick duo. Really excited for the playoffs this year because I actually think there's a lot more the Harold Britton is kind of a joke, but at least you're going to get Chilliwack and Ridge in the conference finals. I have no problem saying that. It's going to be Chilliwack and Ridge in the conference finals. But sorry, let me just get into the standings. I'm kind of jumping all over the place. It's just been a while. So as for the standings, Chilliwack is 2 points behind Ridge. Chilliwack only has 2 games left. Ridge has 4. Looks like a pretty sure thing Ridge is going to win that division. Looks like a pretty sure thing Chilliwack's coming second. Abbey's in third. They're 5 points up on Langley. Langley has 4 games left. Abbey has 3. Also looks like a pretty sure thing. Sorry?
What's the gap between second and third?
5 points. Or second and third, 31 points.
Yeah, okay.
Abbey's 20.
So that's why we're saying that. That's why we're saying that Chilliwack and Ridge are going to make the conference finals.
Abbey is 21 and 21, and they're in third. They would be in 7th in the Tom Shaw.
Yeah.
But to be fair, like that, they're losing to Chilliwack and Abbey pretty much every time, or Chilliwack and Ridge. They lost. Actually, they beat Chilliwack this year, and they lost to Ridge 3-2 last night or 2 nights ago. So props, or last night, I don't know. It's hard. I forget. We're on different days. But Abbey's still a good team, and I think they could still if Abbey Chilliwack, I could see Abbey stealing a couple and making that a competitive series, dude. They got a lot of 20s. Chilliwack's a bit younger. Chilliwack's a little more undisciplined, but they're still a wagon, and they're tough as fucking nails. They know how to get I hated playing against Chilliwack, dude. It sucked. They are just so fucking not Marty, but they're so fucking dirty. All they do is talk shit. It's just, it drives you crazy, but that's the guys. That's what it takes to win. I'm giving props to them, for being that way. As much as you hate 100%, as much as I hate playing against them, and even as much as I hate watching them, because it's just holy fuck, they're so dirty. Props, dude. That's how you win. I love it.
Yeah.
If that was my team, I would love it. So I'm not actually gonna shit on them for that at all. But yeah, just a sick team. And again, in playoffs, they could still make it a good fight with Ridge for sure. But I also feel like Abbey can make good fights with either of those teams, even though there's such a gap. I just think when playoff time comes around, Abbey's 20s, there's a lot of them, and it's gonna be huge for them. So there's that. Langley's in 4th. They sold everyone at the deadline. So it'll actually be interesting to see between them and Surrey who wins that Survivor Series. Surrey's been playing good hockey lately. They beat Richmond 5-1. Richmond has been sliding too, dude. They have not been good. Richmond looks rough all of a sudden. But anyway, sorry, let me stick to this.
That side of the league is so much more competitive though, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So it's a guarantee that Mission is not getting into that Survivor Series. They have not made the playoffs. They will not make the playoffs. Mission's done. Aldi 0-44, obviously, we know what's going on there. Don't need to talk about it anymore. Yeah. Well, they got 4 games left, and their last game of the year is against Mission. So that last game of the year, Mission's gonna have a lot of pressure, dude. We'll see. But yeah, so it's the Harold Britton. The 5 playoff teams are locked. The order technically not locked, but for the most part, we know it's going to be Ridge, Chilliwack, Abbey, Langley, Surrey. Winner of Langley, Surrey plays Ridge in the first round and gets swept. Maybe not, but like, come on, let's be real.
Probably.
And then Chilliwack, Abbey, I'd think Chilliwack probably wins that in 5 games, but you never know. I've had a weird, like, not weird, but I've had a like feeling about Abbey all year. I really actually like their team. I think they can do damage, to be completely honest. And then finally, I'll get into the Tom Shaw here. Delta, I mean, North Van, Delta's in first, but I don't think they're the best team. I think North Van is the best team, and North Van's in 4th. Richmond in 2nd.
North Van was so shit at the start, though.
I know.
That's probably why.
Yeah, 100%. That's why. But and then you got Richmond in 2nd, and it's like I think Richmond's the 4th best team in this division, maybe 5th. I do not buy Richmond at all, especially in a 7-game series, dude. I just don't think they're built for that. Prove me wrong, Sockeyes. I have nothing against you. Like I actually always kind of like. I always found the Sockeyes.
I like their logo. Their logo's sick.
Sick logo, sick jerseys. I always found the Sockeyes to be pretty classy, to be completely honest, with the exception of Ethan Grisham. But I don't think I ever actually had to play against him. Happy 1-year anniversary of that. Hope Evan Paul's doing well. Yeah, so like I've always found Richmond to be a pretty classy team. So I'm not like wishing that against them. Obviously, love Max Fowle, he's there, but I just don't buy Richmond right now at all. I think White Rock and North Van are the 2 best teams in this division, and they're in 3rd and 4th. I think North Van's probably going to pass White Rock, so that'll make this division outlook end up.
What they'll get Richmond in the first.
It'll be Delta in 1st, Richmond in 2nd. I think North Van will come 3rd. Right now it's White Rock though, so it'll be Richmond, North Van 1st round. I literally think North Van sweeps, maybe 5, and then the winner. It'll be the winner of Poco White Rock. Which in a Survivor Series, that would be a fun Survivor Series to watch because Poco has some big dogs. I just think their depth struggles, whereas White Rock is, I mean, they have the big dogs now too, but White Rock's got a lot better depth. I think White Rock definitely has the advantage in net as well. Gyron Wickstrom's been fantastic this year, and Poco's goaltending's been a bit shaky. Poco's just inconsistent. They can beat the best teams in the league, but they can also lose to some of the weaker teams. And again, like, don't count out Grandview. Grandview could still get in that spot where Poco is right now. So keep an eye on it. I think it's probably still going to be the 5 that are there. Obviously, Coastal and Port Moody are long done. They have no chance. Like, actually, statistically, no chance. They've been eliminated. But Grandview and Poco is the only thing that could technically switch between the top, the teams that could make it or not. But, like, dude, if it's Delta White Rock or Delta Poco, whoever, or even Delta North Van, like, we don't know how this division is going to line up yet. I think all of those would be great. I think North Van gets out of this division, out of this conference. I think we're looking at a North Van Ridge final, maybe Chilliwack, maybe White Rock, maybe Delta, but I think it's going to be North Van Ridge. That's my honest prediction. Joey, obviously I'm getting pretty in depth here because the PJHL regular season is going to be done when we record next. So I'm just trying to give a final coverage of everything before we do a playoff preview. But do you want to get us into the KI now? I think I've been a bit long-winded. And then you got, there's still a couple weeks left, about a month left in the KI season. So you don't have to go as crazy. Maybe just 3 stars, big storylines.
Yeah. Well, okay. I just want to shout out a player real quick, actually.
For sure.
VIJHL still. Owen?
Oh.
He has 77 points in 36 games in the KIJHL, and that's
ridiculous.
Good for 2.14 points a game. Ridiculous. I mean, the next closest real player really is 1.6, and he's got 59 and 36. He's got the same amount of games played. He's on the same line, Tyler Burke. VIJHL still is on another level of a tear right now in this league, and it's just absolutely unbelievable. He's 28 goals, 49 assists for 77 points. It's the most amount of points. Like, I think he's pretty much guaranteed MVP of the league at this point.
He has to be.
Like, no one's put up this many points in, dude, like, so long. I'm gonna look back.
Chaka and Wheel put up pretty unreal numbers, and he's gonna crush those.
Chaka Barty put up 75 points last year,
But he had more the year before, I think. I think he had 80-something the year before. Didn't he?
Let's see, regular season.
I could be wrong.
78. He had 78.
Okay.
He's
my bad.
Astel's already beat it, and there's 10 games left.
Yeah. Oh my, that's absurd. Wow.
Grand Forks has 10 games left. Yeah,
dude. I'm like Burke
yeah,
sick
so
too, but the fact that Astel is that many more than Burke is crazy.
I think he has a chance to break 100 if he keeps going at this pace. That would be unreal.
You said he's at 77 and he has 10 games left?
If he goes on like an absolute tear,
he needs 2
points per game and
2.3 points per game if there's 10 games left.
And he's operating at 2.14 right now.
Dude. Could you imagine?
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's
if
possible.
They play Spokane twice?
Which they probably will. Let's see Grand Forks.
Yeah, check their schedule. Another one though I wanted to when I was looking at the KI leaders is the goal total. Matthew Langdon, dude. His goal scoring has been pretty nasty. Like he's one of the highest goal scorers, and nobody else. There's a bit of a gap between him and the next guy on Princeton too. So like not MVP,
Princeton,
but definitely should be in that conversation if Astel wasn't having the year he was.
Yeah,
Langdon's been sick.
Why is my schedule is not loading for some reason? Grand Forks. Where's Grand Forks? Yeah, Grand Forks.
I mean, even if they play like a Soyuz is kind of bad.
I mean, they play Castlegar, a Soyuz, which is Point Night. Castlegar or Soyuz. Okay, Fernie. They have Spokane once.
Dude.
Castlegar again. Beaver Valley, Castlegar for a third time. So they eat up against Castlegar, man. Right? You could get Castlegar's, they're not good.
He might get a fucking 100 points.
It's possible, bro. It's definitely possible.
Oh my god, dude.
Seaguard's not horrible. Seaguard's third in their div.
Oh, are they? I thought they were lower.
We'll get into that. Nelson has fallen off.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. Sorry. You want to just give it? Or is there anything else?
I'll just give you. I'll read you out the standings real quick. Then we can get into it.
Thanks, bud.
So I guess we'll start with that division, the Grand Forks division. They're in first. They're competing for the President's Trophy. Yeah. 57 points. So they're right there with Revelstoke and Princeton. Revelstoke and Princeton are on 58. But right now, Revelstoke has a game in hand on Grand Forks and 2 games in hand on Princeton, and the same amount of points.
Right.
However, Owen, this weekend, Revelstoke Princeton back-to-back Friday, Saturday.
Oh, I saw this sniper posting about it.
It's probably decides the what's it called, the President's Cup this weekend.
Yeah.
If they split and Grand Forks sweeps, they'll be in first.
Yeah.
And then if Revelstoke sweeps, I think it's pretty much locked up. And then if Princeton sweeps, anything's possible.
Dogfight till the end. Yeah. So one thing, Joey, I mean, we got to talk. There's been a pretty huge development in Revy we got to talk about, and it is the return of Austin Woolley.
Yeah,
Woolley. Now repping
his first goal the other night.
Number 91. Ew. First of all,
it was the last number available.
I know. Goal and an assist in his 4 games played so far. So that's the X factor for me, dude. I think Austin Woolley is going to help lead Revy to a President's Cup in this back-to-back against Princeton.
I mean, he's got the leadership. The leadership qualities are there. That's what Revy needs in times of turmoil and shit. So
yeah,
I mean, fuck. Like if Oz can remember how to skate backwards, I mean, anything's possible.
I was so hyped to see the picture of him back in Revy's lineup, dude. I love it. Fucking rights, Woolley.
I posted the lineup and it's just an old photo of him from last year or something. It was so funny. But yeah, so what was I saying? Grand Forks and Beaver Valley both clinched playoff spots at this point.
Okay.
Beaver Valley's, I don't think they're gonna. I think they're pretty much locked up second place, and then it's gonna be Castlegar and Nelson rounding that out, and then Spokane obviously. Spokane went on a point where they were like 8-8 in their last 16.
Yeah, they were playing good for a while.
Or like 6-6 in their last like 12 or whatever.
Yeah.
But they're 5-25 right now, so they're probably they're on the outside looking in for sure.
Yeah.
The Doug Burks, the new Doug Burks. I just want to shout out Hunter Mile for the amount of PIMs that they have, and they're still in first. They lead the league in PIMs.
Yeah.
And they're in first in their division. I'm cheering for them to win the div. Like, the amount of times that we shit on those guys, and the amount of times that they were just last in our division, second last, easy sweep in like the first round or whatever. Like, it was there. It's nice to see them with a number one beside them. Kamloops is in second, Quinnell's in third, and it's still relatively close. This division was relatively close until the end here, so it's going to be it's still anyone's div, really. So then we can go to, I think I don't know. I want your opinion on which division's better, the Princeton, Revelstoke, Sycamoose, Merritt division, or the Kimberly, Columbia Valley, Fernie, Creston division.
Yeah, I definitely think that the one with Merritt, Revy, and Princeton and Sicky, that division's so fucking good. Is it Sicky that has both their goalies are like 1 and 2 in save percentage? Or am I wrong?
That. No, Sicky's starter right now is really sick. Svensson or whatever.
Yeah, but even like, dude, Makowski's got a 920. Like,
yeah, that's good
he's
too.
Still been good. Like,
there's a lot of good goalies in the KI.
Yeah,
there's always been a lot of good goalies in the
lower
KI.
Scoring, but yeah, man, I'm really high on Sicky and Merritt, and then I mean Revy and Princeton. Everyone knows how good they are. So, not that I think it's like a huge difference between them and the Kimbo division. I mean, obviously Kimbo, Fernie, Columbia Valley, bigger. Like, yeah, it's one team bigger, but I mean the two, like, I mean Kelowna's kind of been on a heater, in the new year, but I mean, or maybe not. Yeah, it's since January.
It's a consolidation thing, though. It's like,
yeah. It doesn't really. It doesn't matter. They're done.
Basically, Merritt, Sicky, Revy, and Princeton are battling with each other to see who gets home ice in the first round. The matchup's already locked.
Exactly. And I mean, I would take Merritt. I would take Merritt over Sicky. Merritt. Oh, wait. I need to mention Merritt added Cohen Poulin from the Red Deer Rebels, Mish kid.
Disgusting.
So that's a huge pickup. Like, they've made. I mean, one other thing I need to bring up quick, dude. Merritt traded is it Wyatt Ball? Okay, so did you see the video of that guy, Callahassan, on, I think, Williams Lake, trying to shave that guy's leg off with his skate? He got 5 games for that. You get 5 games for saying a mean word. Are you fucking kidding me?
You get 6 games for that. Luke got 6 games for calling, like, someone a sex offender.
That's
in a playoff series.
And like, this guy's trying to shave his leg off. Shave the skin off his leg with his skate. It was one of the dirtiest chicken shit plays I've ever seen. It was Callahassan on Williams Lake. So don't know him at all. Nothing against him or the team at all. I'm not shitting on the team. Fuck you, Callahassan. You're a fucking scumbag. You don't really deserve to play. 20 bomb too. Like, that's brutal. That's pathetic.
It's pretty dust, man.
And why?
That was like when Bomer kicked. We played Hunter Mile in the first round, and Bomer kicked Gallo with his skate.
That's fucking brutal.
And he got 4 games for it.
I think this is worse.
Yeah,
he's trying to shit because he like tried to like stomp down the side of his leg.
He could snap. Isn't that how Erik Karlsson snapped his Achilles?
That's, like, Erik Karlsson hasn't been the same since that, and that one was an accident, I think.
Yeah.
So Wyatt Ball,
pretty sure
he was on Merritt, and he's now on Quinnell. So this was Callahassan on Williams Lake did this to someone on Quinnell. Don't know who he did it to. I was actually I had a quick chat with Bennett Kuhnlein, Quinnell's captain, and apparently they had some strong words of what was going to happen if he didn't step up and fight. So he finally stepped up and fought Ball, and Ball pummeled him. So props to Wyatt Ball. Surprised that Merritt did get rid of him, but like, Merritt's just so good. Like, I guess they didn't have a choice. But like, Ball's the type of guy you want on your team, especially in the playoffs. So like, just props to him for fighting and sticking up for his teammate, and fuck you, Callahassan, for that chicken shit play. Don't even know who he did it to. Don't know who he is, but there's just no room in that that's fucked. You can't fucking do that.
It is, dude. It's worth more than fucking 4 games or however many games he got. 5. I think suspend him till the playoffs, dude.
At least he fought after.
Actually, no, that's too far. Like 10 games probably would be good.
Yeah.
Stepping on someone, like that's fucked. That's fucking crazy.
It wasn't just a step though. It was like he looked at the angle he was going on and tried to shave it. Like,
yeah, brutal. I was pissed.
Anyways, I'll probably have to cut.
I'm glad the visors are back, so we had to answer the bell.
100%.
You couldn't just
100%. But yeah, sorry, that was the last. That was the last little KI tip that I have. I just wanted to shout out Ball for fighting and talk about what a chicken shit play that was. So I'll let you take it away. Sorry, bud.
So for the Bill Holhausen division, I actually messed up. Princeton and Revy are battling for number 1. But Owen, do you want number 1 when in 4th place right now is the Merritt Centennials?
Yeah, I mean, I think
would you rather have as Revelstoke? Would you not rather play Sicky?
Yeah, but dude, then think about the second round. You want to be away to Princeton?
I don't think it matters, man.
No, really.
But
dude, is Sicky and Merritt? I mean, like they're so similar. Like I think Merritt's better, but realistically, by the end of the year, if Merritt's better, they should finish above Sicky. They got a game at hand and they're tied. Merritt is realistic by points percentage. Merritt's actually in 3rd. So yeah, I want first.
But they do regulation overtime wins in the KI. It's stupid.
Over points?
I'm not 100% sure. Actually,
there's no way it's over points.
When they're tied on points, they do regulation overtime wins.
Yeah, so that's why it's Sicky right now. But I think Merritt will finish with more points. That's like what I'm saying. So I think it's gonna be Merritt Princeton. Okay. Dude, if I was Princeton, I'd be shitting myself to play. Like I think it'll be Revy, Princeton, Merritt, Sicky will be the 4.
Merritt, Sicky.
That's just such a tough division. Like I actually feel bad for all those teams. Literally, all those teams probably deserve to be like a team that makes it to the second round. Well, they're so good.
Look at the league standings, bro. 9, 8,
the 1 and 2 is so bad.
9, 8, 1 and 2. 100 Miles in first in the division. They're in 10th in the league.
Yeah. And I mean,
that's fucked.
They both have games to play on Columbia too. So realistically, I think they're more like the 7-8 than the 8-9.
Yeah.
That's insane. So that's what I mean. Like every single one of these teams probably deserves to be in the second round, and 2 of them aren't going to be. So
yeah,
pretty crazy there. But overall, man, I don't know. Do you have much else for the KI? Like any big predictions?
Oh, one more thing. The race everyone is actually looking forward to watching the most is going to be who sneaks into the playoffs, Golden Rockets or the Creston Valley Thundercats. Who is going to get swept by Kimbo, and who is going to go home a week earlier?
I think
that's going to be that's the question.
I
know Oz would probably be cheering for Golden.
Yes, he would.
Creston is a point ahead with a game in hand.
Yeah, dude, what?
And so
I can't believe what the fuck happened to Nelson, dude. That's insane.
Oh yeah, you want to talk about Nelly?
Just no, not much. I just don't know what happened.
They just didn't put it together, man. I feel like they hit 30 points 2 months ago.
Yeah,
and they just haven't won a game since.
Also, one more thing is like Quesnel was on a heater for a while. That's really slowed down now. They are still looking like they're going to win the Caribou Cup, that fun little trophy between Williams Lake, Quesnel, and 100 Mile.
The other 3.
But yep. I thought Quesnel was going to like kind of surge, and they've slowed down a bit again recently. Still a good team, not a team I'd want to play in playoffs. They got a few guys who have been on fire. But yeah, I thought I kind of expected a little more from them after they went on that heater midseason.
Yeah. Your Chase Heat are not out of it either, Owen.
Yeah.
If you look at the standings, they have 3 games in hand. And
yeah, they're not out of it. They're not out of it, but it doesn't look promising. And I mean, dude, 16-year-old Asher Lucas is just dragging Williams Lake
to a playoff spot.
As well as
but dude, honestly, anyone can win that. Oh yeah, JP Desabray.
Yeah, he got traded there from Grand Forks, and he's been huge for Williams, like someone to play with Lucas since he got there. So they, like I think I don't think that Williams Lake, I mean, The depth doesn't really seem to be there, but high-end talent, they have it for sure. So that division will be interesting to see who comes out like in the playoffs. Like, I have no idea.
Yeah. No idea. Once it gets to the playoffs, it doesn't really matter, to be honest. Anyone could win that.
Yeah.
Anyone can make, and that's the thing is, anyone can, any of those teams, one of those 4 teams there, Owen, is going to be playing Revy or Princeton or Merritt or whoever makes it out of the Bill Ohausen.
Yeah.
And they're going to get swept.
Yeah, pretty much, probably.
It's pretty much almost guaranteed.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. You got anything else here, bud?
I think that's pretty much good, dude.
Alrighty, man. Let's hop into the VI quick. So VI standings have really they've honestly since what we predicted, they've changed quite a bit. So Campbell River, they've really pulled ahead of Port Alberni for the North Division. Port Alberni is 2 games at hand, but it looks like it's gonna be Campbell River in my eyes. Lake Cowichan, who started the year terrible, has somehow clawed all the way up into 3rd place. They've passed Comox and Nanaimo. They're in 3rd. They do have 2 more games played than Comox and Nanaimo, who are really battling it out for that. I mean, those 3 teams, any one of them could be 3rd, 4th, or 5th, which is the difference between a playoff spot and a non-playoff spot. So that's huge. Comox has been really up and down, like win a few, lose a few, I feel like. Cowichan, I think they're going to end up finishing in that 3 seed. They've got some really good players they picked up over the course of the year. Comox, dude, like the VI rosters I found have changed so much throughout the year because of just the whole independent thing.
Just how the whole thing, yeah. But the BCHL shit has been doing that too.
Yeah, true. So it'll be interesting. I mean, Oceanside's obviously well out of it, but between Nanaimo, who's 1 point back at Comox with the same amount of games played, and then Comox is 2 points back at Cowichan with 2 games at hand. So very interesting to see what happens for the 3, 4, 5 seed there. All below 500 teams probably going to get spanked by Campbell River or Port Alberni, but you never know. And obviously, there's we've been interviewed a couple guys on Comox and whatnot, so kind of a little bit of bias there, hoping that they sneak in. As for the South Division, Kerry Park has finally done it. They have pulled into 1st place after a slow start. They've added so many guys. The amount of trades these guys have made. They picked up Brody Lindahl from Nanaimo, who's dominant. They picked up Joby Pearson early on. They picked up his brother, Bodie Pearson, who was playing Junior A somewhere. They just picked up, I think, Nick Scott, who won MVP of the VIJHL All-Star Game. Carson Brown just set their franchise points record, leading the league in points, been dominant. So Kerry Park, I think, is going to win the VI, no problem. I think Jake Abner, who we interviewed, is going to win Coach of the Year. Obviously, they've made some incredible moves to really bolster Kerry Park. They also picked up Eric Stinson from Coastal, who... he played in the PJHL All-Star Game and then dipped to the VI the next day. And in my opinion, he looked like the best defenseman on the ice in the PJ All-Star Game. He just something about him. Like, he did not look like a PJ player, dude. Like, he looked another level. He was nasty. I just like the way he skated, always has his head up. I just really, really liked his game. I've never seen him play. And he's back in Kerry Park now. So from the top 9, who, I mean, I think their whole top 9 now was either in the All-Star Game or the Prospects Game. I think their 4th liners were in the Prospects Game. And then their top 4D are all studs too. Max Carlson's been called up to the BCHL like 4 times this year. Like, they're nasty. They're winning in my eyes, the whole thing. And they're 1st in their division now. Peninsula's in 2nd. They gained. Man. I know. Well, yeah. When I saw the additions they made, I was not surprised. But
well, yeah, the additions, yeah.
And then Peninsula's gained some ground on West Shore, so Peninsula's pretty firmly in 2nd. Peninsula is also a very good team. Like, Peninsula or Campbell River, I think, could give Kerry Park a run for their money when and if they play. But I still just think Kerry Park's got it. West Shore's in 3rd, also a very strong team. But I just don't see them having much of a chance against Kerry Park. They might be able to take down Peninsula. Then you got Victoria in 4th, and Saanich is at the bottom, eliminated. So the 4 playoff teams in this division are locked. Victoria's locked for 4th. The top 3 could all still change, but it looks like it's going to be Kerry Park, Peninsula, West Shore. The VI had their All-Star Game and Prospects Game in Salmon Arm. I think last weekend, maybe the weekend before. It looked like a pretty good event. Yeah, in Salmon Arm, because the BCHL stuff showcase was there, I think, or whatever. So they wanted to keep it.
Imagine that fucking drive.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, hey?
Terrible.
As for the scoring leader, so the top 4 scorers in the entire league now, all in Kerry Park. Carson Brown, 38 goals and 83 points in 39 games. Jacob Morrison, 70 points in 39 games. Brody Lindahl, 61 points in 38 games. Joby Pearson, 50 points in 30 games. And we got props to Cole Patterson on Victoria, guy on a different team, 47 points in 36 games. Then we got Liam Smith and Sean Richards, both rookies who have been there all year long, 46 points and 44 points. Beyond that, leading the league in points by defenseman, we got Max Carlson, also on Kerry Park, 42 points in 28 games. And no other defenseman really on this front page here. I will say Anthony Wilson on Victoria, huge snub from the All-Star game. He's their captain as well, 11th in the league in points. How he's not in the All-Star game, I don't understand. His line mates, I mentioned just Patterson just now, and then Kelton Shind is 8th in the league in points. He's got 42 and 32. They both made it. I don't know how Wilson didn't. Really weird to me. But dude, like the thing with the VI, the top scorers are just putting up absurd numbers. Once you get to like 15th, they're basically just point per game. Like these guys aren't putting up anything super, super crazy. Whereas,
so do you think those players are that much better?
Pardon me?
Do you think those players, those high-end players, are that much better?
They're just that much better. I think the VI
is
just like
the BCHL drops. Basically.
Yeah, like those guys should all be playing junior. Those guys should all be playing junior A. I will give a shout out to another defenseman who's putting up good numbers. UC Sarny on Victoria, 34 points in 38 games. We've been on him all year. And an 08 on Lake Cowichan, Gellert Kiss Molnar, 34 points in 39 games. He's had an unreal year for a 16-year-old. So I just wanted to give him a quick shout out. Somehow doesn't have the rookie designation. Little confused about that because he's 16.
Dude, that
he played. That's so weird. I don't understand that. But
the website on that is so weird. Doesn't it just say like some guys are just from Finland? Like they're not. There's not a town. They're just from Finland.
Yeah,
it's like they just don't even. They don't even try.
Oh no, Sarni's got a city on there now. It says Karina, Finland. But like some of it's the VI kind of like the Pidge, just like social media, website, all that, just a little disorganized. Hopefully they can like update it and elevate it because again, we love these leagues and we want to keep covering them and we want to grow them, but it's hard to grow them if they don't even want to fucking grow themselves. And by that, I mean, the higher ups in the leagues, like not coaches and players. Obviously those guys want to grow it, but like
get a social media manager.
Yeah, man. Some of the stuff I've heard
that's
about
under 30
is making me want to lose my fucking mind. Like they just don't. It's not even they don't care. They just don't even know. Like, can you guys
get a social media manager that's under 30 years old?
Like, not even that. I don't think they have. I think they just have a dude that like logs in and just reposts everything he sees. Like they're not making any content themselves.
He's tagged in.
Like, and the PJHL, their entire social media is just photographers that they just post their stuff. They're not making any content. They're not doing anything. They're not edit. It's literally just the pick. The only people creating content for these leagues are photographers who are, I mean, I don't technically know if they're like paid by the league or anything. I would assume some of them are.
Maybe
but
by the team.
The only content they're getting are from the people who are not actually working like in management in the league. They're just like content creators. So it'd be nice if the league cared like the KI does. KI is doing so much to grow. They look like their social media is amazing, but beating a dead horse. We've talked about that a lot. So that is it for our junior hockey recaps. Playoffs around the corner. I'm so pumped, dude, to see what happens. A lot more parity this year between, well, not really in the VI, but in the KI and the Pidge.
Who's winning each league?
Are we? Yeah, okay, give me your three. You first.
Merit.
Whoa! I love it.
Kidding. I'm kidding.
Dude, Wes is gonna be pissed when he hears you say you're just kidding.
I know Wes is gonna lose his mind. Kimberly. That's a legit prediction.
Okay.
Flying under the radar.
What's your Pidge pick?
If they make it out of the fucking first round this year. Pidge pick Chilliwack.
Ooh.
Beating Maple Ridge.
Well, that would be in the semis, so they'd have to win the final still too. But
and then beating North Van.
Okay.
In the finals.
And then VI.
The VI. I'm not going to go with Kerry Park.
Props for
I'm going to
switching
go
that,
with.
buddy.
It's probably going to be Kerry Park. But I'm going to go. But I'm going to go with my original prediction from the start of the year, the Port Alberni Bombers.
Okay, dude, carry by rookies, that team. Okay,
Carried
I'll give
by
my
rookies.
3. It's Kerry Park. I think they literally might go 16-0 in playoffs or 12-0. I think there's only 3 rounds in the VI, so 12-0. As for the
I thought
pitch,
you were going to say, give me the Glacier Kings.
they need to make the playoffs first. Which I hope they do. For the pitch, I am going to go with the North End Wolfpack. I'm on that train, fully on that train for the Wolfpack. And
it's gonna be like the fucking Devils. It's gonna be like you're so high on the Devils, and it's gonna be like, oh, first round exit.
What do you mean?
At the
You
start
think
of
the
year,
Devils are gonna be a first round exit?
Well, no. What was the team that you hyped me up? You fired me up for in our predictions, and then they ended up just sucking.
Oh,
it was the Devils,
and they ended up sucking.
Yeah, they're like not even a playoff spot right now.
No, not Nashville. Utah.
They're gonna be like my New York Rangers.
Utah. I don't know.
Might have been Utah. Yeah, it was Utah because we were on the train and we were like,
yeah, we were on the
train.
So
fun to watch.
They were like 4. They were like 4-1, and we were like, yeah.
And their first 5, and they're making the playoffs.
For my KI pick, I'm gonna go Grand Forks. I've loved their roster the whole year, so I'm gonna stick with that one.
Tough barn to play in.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that.
I bet, dude. They got some tough motherfuckers on that team, dude. The Edwards brothers,
good fans, good support.
Yeah, nail guns though.
Mean.
Yeah.
Mean.
Anyways,
players.
Dude, that's some great junior recaps. We weren't really into detail. I think it's time to send it over to our interview. So fucking pumped for this interview. UNLV player, Mr. Dylan Ford, formerly of the Golden Rockets in the KI. He played in the NOJHL too. So yeah, super excited for this interview. Can't wait to hear the story about UNLV's ACHA team beating the defending NCAA champions Denver. Also,
this is gonna be a good one, dude.
Also, just heard that Fordo's an absolute beauty, and super excited to chat with him. He's been really excited to come on, but this UNLV Denver story is obviously the highlight of what we're doing here and why we want him on. So, without further ado, we'll send it to Dylan Ford right now.
The 2024-2025 NHL season still has that new car smell, and the action is heating up at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. It is super easy for first-timers to get started at DraftKings Sportsbook. Try betting on something simple like picking a team to win. And if you're new to DraftKings, listen up. New customers bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code THPN. That's code THPN for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ice.
Alrighty, I am extremely excited to bring on our next guest from Maple Ridge, British Columbia. He started out his junior career with the Golden Rockets in the KIJHL before moving on to the Hearst Lumberjacks of the Northern Ontario Junior Hockey League, where he was the team's captain in his final year. He now currently plays for the University of Las Vegas, or UNLV, in the ACHA, who recently took down the defending D1 champions, the Denver Pioneers. Please welcome Dylan Ford. How's it going, Fordo?
Good, man. Thanks for having me on, boys. I appreciate it.
Dude, we're fired up for this one. I'm fired up for this one.
Sweet.
Really looking forward to it. What was that team in the NOJHL you played for?
The Hearst Lumberjacks.
Yeah, so we got a couple guys from the Sioux on our team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's which like the Sioux, Michigan or the Canadian side?
What the fuck? Dude, I don't even know the teams in the league, man. I'm not gonna lie.
No worries, dude.
I think the Thunderbirds. They played on the Thunderbirds.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know how good they were when you were.
No,
in
we
the
lost them. We lost them in the finals, so it was. That was
okay. So a little history there.
Yeah.
No,
that's they're a good team.
No, we should rewind the clock a little bit. So we should we'll start by talking about like kind of how you got into hockey and like, dude, way back at the start, like
way
talking
back.
about like when you started to learn to skate, how'd that come about, and then usually it's the family gets into you. But
yeah, I mean my dad never played, but he always had hockey on. The Canucks were always on, so there was that. I remember telling him like I want to play hockey so bad. And then I actually, to this day, I remember the first time I stepped on the ice in like full gear. So that's cool. But yeah, I mean, it was just for the local minor hockey, the Ridge Meadows Rustlers. Yeah, I mean, I played there up until Bantam. So yeah, I mean, always loved it. Played with the same guys growing up. Haven't seen those guys in a while, but yeah, no, it was lots of fun back in those days.
That's kind of how me and Owen are. We're still such close buddies. We played minor. You ever remember playing against the Mission boys or?
Oh yeah, I mean, I played against everyone. Like Mission, we had some good battles with Mission. Ridge and Mission were good. So yeah,
for sure.
That's how me and Owen met, pretty much. So
it's unreal.
Obviously. So I mean, what? Sorry, you talk about like your dad got you into hockey. Did you have any like role models like early on, like NHL players or teams that you just got obsessed with, or that you kind of like really looked up to and kept you like excited in the game?
Yeah, I mean, a funny one. I mean, I love the Canucks. I mean, how could you not? But I always loved Dan Hamuse for some reason. Growing up, like he was always like him and Keith Ballard would do those hip checks, and I just love that. So yeah, Dan Hamuse was always a guy that but I mean, all those guys like Edler, Christian Ehrhoff, like all those Canucks guys.
Christian Ehrhoff.
Yeah. That 2011 team, man,
good one.
Was fun to watch. So yeah, all those guys, honestly.
Yeah, of course. No, that's great. And I mean, obviously, so you grew up playing in Ridge, and then you eventually move on and you start playing for Yale. How did that come about? You just like sign up for a tryout, or did you get recruited there somehow? And just what was your experience in Yale once you were there?
Brad Bowen or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Brad Bowen was the U18 coach when I was there, and I went and played. I was on the E15 team. I guess it's U16. I think they call it. So yeah. So, I forget. I think it was just a tryout. I played spring hockey with some of the guys on the Black Selects growing up, so I knew some of them there. And then,
Wait, so were you on the team with Tishka?
Yeah, Tish. All those.
Oh yeah, okay. We had him on. Yeah.
Connection.
Yeah, dude. Tish is a beauty. I love Tish, but yeah, no. But we had a good team there in Yale. It was really good for like I wasn't ready to go play junior yet, so it was really good for development in that sense. It was like in the minor hockey was just starting to get a little bit worse, so that's when kind of Yale was like apparent. I was like, oh, I should try and go to one of these academies here, and yeah, it was really good for like the development in my game at that time. So I was pretty pumped about that.
No, it's awesome. And then obviously, but after Yale, you end up taking the step to play for the Northeast Chiefs. And you guys had some very, very good teams. I know, especially in your last year there. So what was that experience like? I mean, moving on from Yale and going there, maybe differences between the two, and just what your experience was like with the Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, the Chiefs was a couple of the best years of hockey that I've had. I love those guys. We still talk in our group chat to this day. So like my second year team, so my third year midget, we still talk in that group chat. We have a guy, Zach Avenante. He doesn't miss a birthday. Like he literally doesn't miss a birthday. So anytime someone has a birthday, yeah. And we've been trying to set up like golf with the boys every summer, but everyone's got different programs. But yeah, no, I mean those years were great. I was like at the end of high school, I was super happy to be back at my in Ridge for high school, and I was able to graduate there. So that was probably the nicest part about playing with the Chiefs away from the rink. At the rink, those guys, we just put in so many hours. Like it was we were there from like, we would leave school at, I don't know, it was like 1:00 every day, which was unreal at the time. And then, and then we go to the rink and be there at the rink, 2-hour practice, and then, hour and a half in the gym every day. And then our parents, the first year our parents were driving us out to Burnaby every day. And then we got our license. So that was nice. We were carpooling.
Was Court your goalie coach?
Oh yeah, Court was.
He used to be my goalie. He used to be my goalie coach in the summer. He's such a beauty, man.
I know. I text Court sometimes still too.
Because he come shoot or what?
No, I haven't shot for him in a while, but I did when I was like back right like when I finished off with the Chiefs. But he'll DM me on Instagram sometimes. I'll DM him too. Like he's a good guy.
Yeah, he still messages me every once in a while. Like very rarely, but he still messages me every once in a while. I just
100%.
remember he was with the Chiefs for a bit, so I was just wondering if you were there.
Yeah, those are the exact years. I mean, he was there probably a couple years before me, and then stayed a year or two after. I don't know what he's doing now, but
right. Okay.
Right. Nice. So sorry. What were did you guys end up making Max? I guess it was called Max then. Circle K now. Either of those years?
Yeah, we didn't make Max my first year there, so my second year midget, but my third year midget and my second year at Chiefs we did, and that was really, really cool. We lost in the quarters, and we kind of like the way we got into the corners was like we blew a lead. We were up like 3-1 with like I think it was like 5 minutes left or something, but we got like a backdoor entrance into like the quarters. Like we all thought we lost, and then all of a sudden our coach got like a call at the hotel, and like we beat like the top team in our division or something. So like it got us a backdoor into the quarters somehow. I don't know. We were super fired up. And it was such a cool experience. Like that was our first time playing in front of like, a decent amount of people. And that really was a seller for me. I mean, that was really cool. So.
Yeah, for sure. So that year I actually I played minor midget for Valley West, but I got called up for a couple games in my first ever game was actually against you guys in Burnaby. Major. And I knew you guys were a wagon. I was like, great first game. Dude, we ended up beating you 5-2 and I scored. So
that's right. I actually do remember that
happening. Do you? Yeah.
I do remember that. I will say awesome, I
remember. I did have a minus though that game. We had an offensive zone face-off, and it must have been a set play you guys had, but whoever was on your team won the draw to you, and I think you wheeled around the net and literally sauced it over our whole team right to I think Kirky, I want to say, but I'm not sure who, on the blue line, and he scored on a B-way, and I was like, what the fuck are we supposed to do there? So that was just another. The only time I think I ever would have played against you, just a memory I have of that sauce was ridiculous. But
thanks. I don't even remember that. That's awesome. That doesn't come out very often, so I mean, I'm happy that happened. That's funny.
And who was on that team? Sorry, who were the best players on that team? I know you guys were pretty stacked, but it was like Kirky, and then who else? Who are your best like teammates?
Valorant?
I think like all the boys on that team are like really good guys, and we moved everyone on except like the junior A, except I want to say 2 guys, and they like just stopped playing hockey. So our whole team was like Valorant, Kirky, let me pull up the group chat here. Actually, I'm actually curious.
I know you guys had a few other really good D-men that played junior A. I know.
Yeah.
We had Ben Fontaine James played for you guys.
Yeah, Fonz was my rookie that year, and he's a good Ridge guy, and I still to this day, whenever I see him, I get fired up. But I mean, Fonz is a great guy. But Cody Hoff, like he's one of my good buddies, like outside of hockey. He was really good on that team. Here, I got the whole thing. Yeah, Ryan Tattle, Sam Schofield.
Oh, Tattle. I forgot about him.
Tattle's
Dante
so
Ballerin,
sick.
Kirky, Roos, like all these guys. Quentin Hill,
that team was
CeeLo, like our goalie was like Logan Turness too. Like it was weird.
Yeah, Turness.
Yeah.
We had a really good team. We were a lot fortunate.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's unbelievable, man.
Nice.
So then,
sorry, you go, Joe. I've been talking a lot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was probably just going to go in the exact same direction you went, Owen. I was going to say after midget, what are the options there? Where do you end up? Like how do you where do you go?
So coming out of midget, I was like, I really wanted to try and play in the BC, but I wasn't there.
Everyone's goal, right?
Yeah, I mean, and I just wasn't there. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go and try out in the SJ for Humboldt. They invited me to training camp, and I was there like, yeah, we have a decent shot, whatever. And so I also like what I did was I knew I was going to Humboldt on a tryout, so I signed in the KI with Golden.
Okay.
And because I was talking to a few junior B teams at the time, and I wasn't sure kind of what I wanted to do, but yeah, I signed with Golden and then went to Humboldt, and I just kind of told Golden, I was like, I'm not sure what's going to happen, but we'll see. So I went to Humboldt, got cut, and then I went to Golden, and that was like I was 18, and yeah, it was a cool first experience. I mean, I got a lot of playing time there, and did decent, so I was pretty pumped. And our coach got like fired like I want to say like with like a month or two left in the season. So that was a weird different experience. It was just like being in a small town, like I didn't know what to expect, but Golden was solid for sure.
Did you play with Brandon Weir?
I played with Weirzy, yeah, I did. He was my stallmate.
Really? He was my goalie partner in Revy my 18 year.
Yeah, no, he was that's right. Okay.
He's a bit of a freak, but I love the kid.
Yeah, I mean, Weirzy, like he would do some crazy stuff. I mean, I saw him a couple of weeks ago actually because we played Jamestown.
Yeah.
So he was here, and I always say hi to him. But yeah, he would like Weirzy would get like a spray bottle after morning skate and like spray his gear down and like put it.
Yeah, it had to be so. I remember him taking his gear. I was like, first week I was there, he like took his gear before the game and like put it in the shower and then turned the shower on.
I mean, like
he needed his gear to be soaking wet.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like I was like, Weirzy, like, how is that comfortable? He's like, I don't know, I just like it. Like I just like it and it works. I'm like, yeah, fair enough. I'm like trying to air my gear out and stuff.
Yeah, it's gotta be dry, man.
No, he's a great goalie for sure.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
So how did you just like find your whole experience in the KI? Obviously, Golden, a long ways from home and a very different place to live. So just how did you, enjoy your time there? And I don't know, having like that fan base and traveling so much, and how did it kind of just unfold? Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was Golden was good. The fan bases in the KI are like was unreal. I mean, a lot of the the ski towns would get good fans. Golden would always get like decent fans too. A lot of learning experiences that year with hockey, without hockey too, just being on my own for the first time. But yeah, no, it was overall a solid experience. I mean, I wouldn't change it. So
it's good. And then you play 1 year in Golden?
Just 1 year in Golden, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then where'd you go after that? It was over to Ontario, eh?
Yeah, so I actually I wasn't sure what I was gonna do because after the season I had like a couple looks. Like I was affiliated with Prince George at the end of the season, like in the BC, and like it was never anything serious. But I didn't really know I didn't really have any other junior A opportunities. So I was like, I just want to come home and play at home in the Pidge. So I got my rights traded to Mission for like my buddy at the time, Andrew Fishwick, was on the team, and I was like, I just want to play with my buddy. And I got my rights traded back. And then one day I was just at my buddy's house and I got a call from like Northern Ontario, and I was like, oh, what's this? Like, this is weird. So I answered it, and he's like, hey, like, I started like selling the Hearst Lumberjacks. And then my advisor at the time called me, and he's like, I reached out to this team in the NOJHL. Like, if you want to move away, it's good junior A hockey, and it's what you want to do is play junior A. So give it a look. I remember I came home to my parents. We sat down at the dinner table and just kind of like, all right, let's see. And it was like, oh, this is legit. So I shipped off to Northern Ontario.
I will say, we were so. I remember, dude. I remember hearing we traded for you, and I was so pumped. Yeah, because we had such we would have. I swear we would have won the league that year if it weren't for COVID. But and then we end up hearing that you're going junior A, and it's like good for him, but fuck, dude, like. We would have been so good. But it would have been fun for sure. Yeah. And then, I mean, obviously a pretty weird first year of junior A there with COVID. You only played 12 games. So just kind of what was that like? And then transitioning into the next year, did you like think you were coming back? Like you ended up being the captain as well. So just kind of a rundown of your whole experience in Hearst.
So like first thing I say is like I have nothing but good things to say about Hearst because they treated me so well there and like we always had a good team. But my first year there, like we played 12 games, everyone's wearing a bubble, no hitting, and I was like, okay, we played two teams in the league. Like we played 6 games against each team, and I was like, oh man, this is like, I mean, everyone was just kind of like, this is brutal, and we just. Yeah, the rules were so strict. No hitting. Like we'd be a battle in the corner for a puck, and the ref would blow it down. And be like, all right, boys, like face off. You know, COVID. And we're like, oh my, like we're just playing hockey, right? But
I
no
didn't know
fans.
it was that bad there.
Yeah,
Holy
it was
shit.
pretty brutal.
So
So
like
you come
12
home
games
and,
though.
Yeah, no, for sure. We still got 12 games, but I mean, yeah, that was a grind, but got it done, and then came home and I was like, you know, talking with my parents. You know, you're laying out all the options, and then. It's like, okay, well, Ontario's going to open up and you guys are going to have fans again and stuff. So I go back for training camp the next year, my 20 year, because I just wanted to go somewhere I was going to play. Like, it was my 20-year-old junior, and I was like, all right, like, I want to see what's going to happen here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, went back to Hearst. And beginning of the year, I don't believe we had fans again, but that year was an unreal year of hockey. You know, I played a lot. Obviously, we was wearing the C. We had such a good group of guys. We went all the way to the finals, lost in Game 7 overtime. It was just like – it was just yeah. Oh, actually, yeah, we got reverse swept. So that was.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Dude, it was actually an unreal experience though. Like Hearst was, you know, such a small town, but they loved the hockey team there, and they treated all the guys so well. I mean, all the billets and everything.
Fuck, man, that's
That's
heartbreaking.
great. That's heartbreaking. I'm glad you had a great experience, and I mean, you put up nasty numbers in your last year there too, but that is tough to hear. Although, I mean, obviously, I'm sure it probably helped you land up where you are now. UNLV, how'd you make the transition from the NOJHL to the ACHA?
Yeah, so I mean, I didn't really know what to expect. I remember our coach Greener, he emailed me one day, and I didn't know much about like the ACHA. Honestly, I didn't, and I started looking into it and started talking to a few teams in the ACHA, and then you know it kind of came down to it, like, oh wow, this is like a really cool spot, and it was like a factor for me. It was like I want to be like a little bit closer to home than I was when I was in Hearst, and also like if I had the choice, it was like kind of I want to have somewhere it's nice weather and it's not snow all the time, and yeah, so I mean, I was lucky enough to land here. In Vegas, I never would have thought once that I'd end up living in Las Vegas. Like my first time ever coming here was landing on the plane for, you know, UNLV. So it was definitely a learning curve at first, but you get used to it.
You guys are sick.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
No
yeah,
kidding.
we definitely have a good team this year, and we just like every year we keep getting better. I mean, they're not recruiting out of the NOJHL anymore. Like it's all null guys and BC guys. So it's been really cool to see how the program's even, you know, shifted since I've been here. So
yeah, that's
sweet. It's unreal. Man.
I do want to ask. I mean, I've seen plenty of posts. I mean, you guys, from your jerseys to your facilities, probably maybe the most famous ACHA team. I remember at the start of your season, you guys unveiled those new jerseys, and there was like an ad of you guys all like sitting around a poker table in your full jerseys. It was so sick, like just the way they market it. But I've also heard you guys have the best barn in the ACHA and fan base. Can you just kind of talk about your facilities, the program itself, just what's like, oh yeah, I've heard that too. Sorry. Yeah. But like, what's, you know, what makes it so special getting to play there?
Yeah. I mean, the support we have like through fans in Vegas is like unbelievable. I mean, ever since the Knights came here, like hockey has been growing and growing. And I mean, people like love coming to our games because like it's like UNLV alumni, or I mean, just people who love hockey, and it's more affordable than going to a Knights game. But yeah, I mean, the support we get here is crazy. Like we sell out every single game. We get about, I want to say like 12 to 1,500 in our rink, and it's just it's like one side, so it gets loud in there, and they do a great job with like the production for games. Like, you know, we have a good intro, and you know the starting lineups are right on par, so it's definitely pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks like it's run like a D1 program.
For sure. I mean, we're getting closer and closer, every day. So
yeah, here I've heard definitely lots of rumors about UNLV being one of the top of the list for a potential expansion if it does happen. And I mean, let's probably get into the number one story here that people want to hear about. You guys recently played against Denver University, the Pioneers, defending NCAA D1 champions. Just take us through the whole thing. I mean, from finding out you were going to play them, I think you guys have played them before as well.
And don't forget Colorado College too, bro.
Yeah, that was sick too.
Yeah, but they beat Denver though.
Yeah, no.
They beat Denver.
Yeah, I mean, last year my freshman year we played Denver. We did the same thing, but I didn't go on that trip. I was scratched, so they didn't bring me. We had like a travel roster, so I was a freshman coming in, just doing my time, and then this year, I mean, we found out, I believe, at the end of last year that we were going to Denver and CC. So we didn't go home for Christmas. We stayed here all of Christmas and practiced, and I've got a week off like after. So that was like now it was definitely worth it, and it helped us a lot. But yeah, so we go into Denver and we get there a day early in practice, and we're just kind of like, this is so sick. I mean, everyone's kind of looking around. And our coach actually brought us to before practice, like, hey boys, we got to snap out of it here. Like, it's, this is what we're doing, and, we can do it if we really want to. So, and we were like, yeah. And then game day was just kind of like, a normal game day until when it really, some of the boys were talking, I mean, at least for me, when it really hit me, what was going on was the bus came down the back entrance of the rink, and we were walking off the bus, and we were walking underneath the rink, underneath the stands. There's 25 security guards waiting around, just doing a briefing, and we're like, all right, this is gonna be the real deal here. So we get out there for warm-ups, and it's starting to fill up in there, but it wasn't too full yet, but they had, it was just the full production. It was so cool. And then we skate out for the introductions, and we're doing a hot lap, and there's 6,500 people in there, just going nuts. And it was okay, this is so sick. So they all do and every time they come on the ice, it was you're a 10-time national champion. And we're like, all right, we're in one here. So let's dial it in. And then, just we had a lot of bounces go our way, and we played an unreal.
You guys jumped out to a pretty big lead, dude.
Yeah. We're up 5-1 going into the third. So it was crazy.
What the fuck?
We were watching that, and it was oh fuck, they score. Oh, they scored again. I thought they were gonna come back, and you guys fucking held on. It was unreal.
Yeah, I know. And we're going into overtime. It was okay, well,
3-on-3.
Be let's dial it in. Let's keep dialing in, boys. We're close. And then the shootout came, and they were all in the handshake line after too. They're all good guys. No one was chirping or anything. Everyone they were just, They were just notes to the grindstone, working. They were super nice to us the whole time, and it was a sick experience. And then we went to CC the next day, and that was a crazy rink too. It was packed in there. I mean, we lost eight rip, but I mean, it was still a super cool experience. So
yeah, I mean, that headline just posted everywhere about what you guys did. I mean, not only did you beat a D1 team, you beat, like you said, a 10-time and the defending national champion. So kind of want to ask just a little more, what were the emotions in throughout? I mean, when you guys are up 5-1 versus overtime versus the celebration after, I just can't imagine what that would have been like to beat a team of that caliber for you guys.
Yeah, it was just all the way I describe the emotion was every time we scored, it was just it would get more and more real. Okay, boys, we can do this. And it was just going into the third, we're all right, we know they're gonna push. We know it's gonna be a big one. So we just gotta weather the storm here. And I mean, we did our best, and it was just coming back into the room after. It was just kind of everyone was just lost of words. We were just looking around wow, there was a couple tears shed. It was just felt like we won the natty. It was crazy. It was just everyone's phones were guys are holding their phones up, and it was just blowing up. And we're just wow, this is this is so cool.
It's a huge deal. I mean, it did a lot for the ACHA, in my opinion.
Dude, I was just gonna say,
Joe,
for the league.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know, but I'm at Drury right now.
Yeah, for sure.
And
we were just there. We were literally just there like a couple weeks ago.
I know you guys were playing Mo State, man. We didn't get you.
Yeah, I know.
It would have been sick to play. Well, one of my bucket lists is come play you guys in Vegas. It'd be fucking sick. But
yeah, for sure.
The that win for our league, man, it was like, holy fuck, like this, we're a real league, like we're a real deal. And a lot of people like don't really they kind of hate on it a little bit, but it's like we're top 20 teams are fucking good. It's good hockey, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, we've definitely gained a lot of respect from that. So it was cool because, I mean, we all played all the time. We know that we're playing like pretty decent hockey all the time. So it's, you know, it was nice to get that recognized by more than just us, I guess.
Kind of people can figure it out. Yeah,
for sure. I kind of just want to ask, I mean, do you kind of have an end goal? I mean, one more year after this year, I believe, at UNLV. Just what's your kind of goal for the rest of this year, and then just for your career going forward with hockey or life or whatever you have, in the cards?
Yeah. So, one more year here. And the goal for this year is, just to win a natty. Like, that'd be huge. I mean, we definitely got the team to do it. So, we just got to dial in and make that happen. And then, next year, kind of try and do the same thing. And then after that, I'm going to go into sales when I get home. So I'm going to hang them up and go into a job back home in Maple Ridge, or it's in Pitt Meadows. Do that and start saving some money.
Real world, man.
Well, that's good to
hear,
hockey. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's 100%. That's through your whole career now. So is there any just any like must tell stories or just anything else you got for us before we wrap the interview up here?
I can't think of much off the. Oh, I guess I have one. No, I should say I have one that was kind of like, okay, like this is like first roadie in the KI, and like, I was just a rookie, and we were getting off the bus, and it doesn't snow much in Lower Mainland where we're from, right? But
no,
we're up in Golden, and it's like we get back from like 100 Mile, and it was like an all night trip. We get back at like 6 a.m. and I step off the bus, like I'm still wearing my dress shoes for whatever reason. I don't know why. And it's just like there's like this much snow on the ground. I'm just like, we're dragging our stuff through the snow, like everyone's gear is soaked. Just like that's probably the only story I think I can tell off the top of my head that really sticks out to me. But yeah, that was just kind of like one of those moments where I was like, oh wow, really doing this. This is junior.
That's where I'm at. Well, look at you now, bud.
Man, that's great. Yeah, exactly, right?
Not a care for snow down there, right?
No, man. I mean, I haven't seen a snowflake in a few years, so.
I got one more thing. You guys, is there like a team rule, no casino, or is it like unmonitored for you guys?
No, I mean that's definitely not a rule. Like the boys will go to the casino for sure.
Okay.
If we're going out down here, we'll usually head down to the Strip, but. I definitely gotta be careful though for sure because
it'd be so fucking sick though.
Oh yeah, it's definitely fun for sure.
Yeah, okay,
nice. Well, I got nothing else for you unless Joe, you have for something or you have anything else. But just thank you so much for doing this.
I could probably talk your ear off for another half hour on shit, but no, I think I should cut it here. Half an hour is usually our pretty good time. So
right on the nose, actually. That's great. So man, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
An awesome interview. Really, really appreciate your answers. Very thorough, and what a story taking down Denver. And just congrats to you guys. Obviously, I would personally hope to see the both of you in the Natty Championship. So good luck the rest of the way and the rest of your career.
Yeah, thanks, boys. I really appreciate you guys having me on. It was fun, and also I love what you guys are doing here. So keep it rolling.
Thanks. That means a lot. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much to Mr. Dylan Ford for coming on. What an interview! What a guy. Had a blast. Super glad we were able to do that and get him on here. But Joe, anything you want to wrap up with? We should probably talk about the Mikko Rantanen trade. Maybe you have some opinions on that?
I was going to craft up some mock trades for the Canucks, but yeah, let's do that. Considering we're going to trade away our entire fucking team.
Yeah.
But Mikko Rantanen, what the fuck is the fucking Blackhawks doing?
Yeah, let's eat half his salary and get rid of Taylor Hall for a third. They got cucked.
Like, what are you doing?
They got cucked.
What are you doing? What are you doing, man? You're just sitting back and watching the trade happen. You're helping.
What are your total
You're
thoughts
not
on the
helping
trade?
yourself.
Like, what do you think of this for Colorado? What do you think of this for Carolina?
I think Colorado wins.
Me too.
Natchez is so good, dude.
Yeah. Yep.
And who else did they get? Who was the other guy?
Jack Drury, who's just a good third, fourth line center. Young. I like his game. Really good defensively.
Kind of what fucking Avs needed.
Right? Yeah,
Center
just a
depth.
good depth piece. Yeah. And then they got a second and a fourth as well.
I was watching Natchez play with McKinnon the other night, and it was like,
The
holy
speed
fuck,
and
these guys
skill.
look like they've been playing with each other for the last fucking 4 years. They play the exact same way.
Yeah. I would say the big issue now in Colorado is their second line center. I thought they were going to put Nakes at center there, but he's playing wing with McKinnon. So big hold up, big like
I
Casey
thought he was a
Middlestat.
center too, to be honest.
Casey, he is. They're playing on the wing though, but Casey Middlestat is not the guy.
Arturi.
Casey Middlestat
Arturi
is not the
Lehkonen.
guy. Well, he's a winger though.
I know.
Like they need a second line center. I will say Kevin Weeks posts a picture of the Pittsburgh skyline right after the Rantanen trade, and then Frank Saravelli tweets that the Rantanen trade wasn't the biggest deal discussed, making it seem like Sid's going to the Avs. Crosby comes out, I'm a Pittsburgh Penguin. I'm not going fucking anywhere. Kevin Weeks still hasn't addressed why he posted that. Saravelli hasn't said anything, so just a bunch of bullshit rumors.
There's a rumor he's going to Mini.
That's dumb. Maybe like a Malkin trade might be in the works. Maybe an Erik Karlsson trade, but it's just the timing of it. It seems like they were just kind of engagement farming. Sid's not leaving. So don't know what else that trade could have been. I will say, if Carolina re-signs Rantanen, I think Carolina's big issue is they've never had a number one guy, like a top 10 player. Rantanen is that guy. But is he that guy without McKinnon? We'll see. Don't know yet. I will say Rantanen
worth 14 mil.
That's the thing. He's saying he was willing to take significantly under his market value, but everything I heard said he was asking 14. Does he think that's significantly under his market value?
You think he's worth 16?
McKinnon's making 12.6, and he's what, the second highest paid player in the NHL? Like,
is he the second highest?
I think Matthews at 14 is the highest, right? Or Draisaitl and Matthews, I think, are both getting 14. McDavid's 12.5 because McKinnon got 100K more when he signed his.
Highest. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah,
I think you're right. Draisaitl's 1. Shea Weber's 2.
Oh, that's.
This is all time.
Yeah, but I mean, the Matthews one hasn't
Sidney
kicked in
Crosby
yet.
3.
Oh, you're looking at all time? Yeah, I was going to say, like, some of these extensions might not have kicked in yet, but Rantanen is not worth $14 million. I love him. Great player. 11? Yep. 11.5? Probably.
12.6. McDavid 12.5. Pettersson 11.6. Fuck me.
Apparently, Colorado had an internal cap set at 12.6. They were willing to give Rantanen the same as McKinnon. And clearly, Rantanen is either lying or thinks his market value was $18 million right now because he's saying he was blindsided. He was willing to take less. There's just no way. There's just no way he was.
Delusional.
There's just no way he was actually willing to take less because they wouldn't have traded him like that. Another thing, I've said from the start,
John Tavares is making $11 million.
Yeah, I know.
The
best GMs are the ones that are cutthroat. Julian Brisebois, Tampa Bay, got rid of Stamkos. Chris McFarland in Colorado gets rid of Rantanen. That's cutthroat. That's why they are good, and that's why they will continue to be good. That's what I like. Nakes, 6.2, UFA after this year. Rantanen's UFA this year. They just wanted to give themselves a little more time, less money in the meantime. Now Colorado has room to make more moves too without Rantanen's salary. So interesting to see what happens there. Another thing.
Owen Power is making $8.5 million a year.
Yeah, he got a really early extension. They jumped the gun on that. Apparently they're willing to trade him.
They were gonna trade him to Vancouver, dude.
That's what I was hearing.
Dude,
Pedersen or Byram
wow.
and Cousins. Or sorry, Byram or Power and Cousins for Pedersen is the rumor.
That would be I would take that.
Yeah, I don't know. Cousins has been really rough this year, but I think he's a dog. Like I
think
like him.
Cousins has such good hot upside.
Yeah. Just a couple quick NHL storylines to run through. Logan Thompson's extension. He got a 6x6. Well, I'm best goalie in the NHL this year.
Though.
No Fournier, but best goalie in the NHL this year. You think the 6x6 was deserved or a bit risky, seeing as this is kind of his first time?
Isn't it 5.16?
It's like 5 point. It's like 5.85, I think. But 6x6 is.
I think it's good.
Same shit.
I think it's a good deal.
Yeah, I mean, with the numbers he's put up, how do you argue it? He's earned every penny. So good for him.
I mean, it might be a bit long term. I don't really like signing goalies longer than like a 3 or 4 year.
4 years.
Yeah. Yeah,
otherwise
because like they can get hurt, they can get in a funk. Like,
yeah,
you don't know. Like Carey Price.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, another just couple of quick minor storylines. Brandon Saad got waived by St. Louis today, so he'll be heading down to the minors.
I watched Brandon Saad's last game for St. Louis.
Well, maybe I'm sure he'll.
Unreal style
again, but yeah, unreal style.
Unreal style. He's got such good style. He had like the old. You know, like the Reebok helmets with like the stickers that you could like change colors on the inside. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like he had like one of those old ass helmets on, and he was like, "Oh my god, this!" And his hair is just falling out of his. It's sick.
That's funny.
He didn't really make an impact on the game, to be honest.
No, he's rough. Another quick things. Alex Pietrangelo dropped from the Four Nations. Drew Doughty also returning to the NHL soon, and it sounds like Drew Doughty might be the front runner to replace him. I think Mackenzie Weegar or Evan Bouchard. Probably Weegar.
Not Bouch.
Yeah, like I think Bouch should be there, but like I want Weegar to be the guy right now. I kind of think it's going to be Doughty if Doughty plays okay when he's back in the lineup here. One other Four Nations replacement. Jacob Markstrom got injured, and he's been replaced by Sam Ersson of Philly. Tough blow for Sweden to lose Markstrom.
Ooh.
Tough blow for the Devils to lose Markstrom for a month too. But the starter is going to be Linus Ullmark anyways. So or Philip Gustafsson. So not too detrimental for Sweden. Ersson's now
third string. It's like whatever.
Not a big deal, but worth mentioning. One more guy, Vince Dunn. I would not mind seeing replace Pietrangelo. He's been so fucking good for Seattle, dude.
I forgot Vince Dunn is Canadian.
Yeah, so good, dude.
What a great pick.
Underrated.
I saw something the other day. The top 4. There's 4 Canadians in the top 5 for save percentage, and none of them made Four Nations.
Yeah,
for goalies.
Yeah, I know. It's funny. Another thing, dude. Bennington has been brutal. Like since
I watched him get pulled. He got pulled.
Yeah, when we recorded, I think I said that Bennington's been a bit better than Hill. I was totally wrong to say that. Aiden Hill's actually been pretty good, not like elite, but pretty good. Whereas Bennington, I don't know, man. Like, and then Monson Bull, it's scary. But is there anything else? Oh, one other thing. Zach McEwen, former Canuck on the Ottawa Senators, just saw that he posted recently he's taken a personal leave for mental health reasons. So just want to say props to him for doing that. Like, that's obviously a tough thing to do. He posted like a really well-written message about everything. So hopefully he's back and better soon. And just, props to him for speaking up about that. And, I hope he gets whatever help he needs.
Owen?
Yes.
You know Mackenzie Blackwood's Canadian too?
Yes, he also should have.
Do you know Darcy Kemper is also Canadian?
Yeah, Kemper. Yeah, like that. The 3 should probably be Kemper, Blackwood, and Thompson.
Also, Cam Talbot. And then all the way down in 24th for save percentage is our starter, Aiden Hill.
But he hasn't been that bad, right? What is it, like 910?
903.
League average is 900 this year,
Vegas. Yeah, Bubtitsky's at 898.
Ooh.
Jeremy Swayman's 898. UC Saros 899.
But Swayman's goal saved above expected is like the worst in the NHL.
Let's see.
It might have gone back up. Might have gone back up, but it was.
I thought fucking Sealaws was the worst for that. I don't know.
Maybe.
It's pretty funny.
I just one quick last thing. Super Bowl prediction. Give it to me now. I don't care too much about the NFL, but we got Chiefs Eagles. Who you got?
Let me just tell you, I almost went to the Chiefs game.
I wish the Bills won, dude. Fuck me.
I'm happy I didn't, because I would have been so upset.
Yeah, fair.
Watching that. A couple of buddies went with Bills jerseys on to the Chiefs game.
Bad idea.
They said the first thing that they did, they pulled up to the tailgate. They were 2.5 hours early or whatever. They got out of the car with the they're driving past them with the jerseys on and shit, and someone had a sign that said Josh Allen likes penis. And it just like set the tone for their night. But I don't know if they got like chirped or anything, but they were wearing Josh Allen jerseys. So it was pretty funny. But no, they went, and it was like, I think it was like 300, 350 American to go.
Yeah,
which
that's
is
a
like,
lot, man.
Dude, how much is lower bowl at the Canucks game?
Lower bowl? Two something?
150? 200?
No, I think 2, yeah.
200? Tell me 2 lower bowl Canucks tickets or conference final football playoff game. What are you going to?
I'm NHL.
Bleeds
though. I don't like watching football in person. I think it's boring. Playoff that game though. I like
Bills Chiefs in the fucking AFC
okay,
conference
then I would have chosen that.
Okay. Anyways. Point made.
Eagles or Chiefs.
But yeah. Well, I mean, if the Eagles just run the tush push the entire game, they could probably win.
I got the Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly.
I want the Eagles to win really bad. I want Mahomes to lose. But
it's not that I want Mahomes to lose. I just want the Eagles to win. But you got to give props, dude. Like, the fact that they're in the finals again is insane.
Yeah.
As insufferable.
I think if they win, I won't be. I'm not going to be as mad. Dude, here it's like real Chiefs fans, though.
Oh,
it's like
yeah, there.
This is the team.
Yeah, it's just everyone else.
Everyone else up there is like, fuck. I really want. I won't be as mad this time if they lose, because the three-peat, like, it's like a big deal. Or if they win, sorry, I won't be as mad as I was last year. But I still want the Eagles to win. That's it.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. We know this was a long one, but we are so pumped to be back. I hope you enjoyed the interview with Dylan Ford, UNLV. Talked about taking down Denver. What a story. But yeah, just a great episode. So much happening soon. Obviously NHL. I mean, we got 4 nations coming up. Then we got the trade deadline. In the PIJ, we got playoffs coming up. KI, we got playoffs in about a month. Same with the VI. Super pumped to see what happens. Canucks drama, so much going on. So stay tuned. We'll obviously be covering everything. We're super excited to get going again. And just, please be sure to keep sharing. Send us more clips too. We need some more clips to post. What I want to do, we can to promote the leagues. Download, follow all the social medias, everything you can to support. We appreciate it. Thank you so much for listening. And Joey, I'll let you have the last word.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I think that's pretty much it. Owen covered it all. Looking forward to some more interviews coming up here.
Beauty.